Let's meet up in nether.
That was Pencat, my biggest enemy on the server. Now, this is the first time I'm playing on an anarchy server like this one, so oblivious as I was, I met up with him. Obviously, things got out of hand and he backstabbed me, but I had a super secret plan prepared. I would jump down, scaffold clutch, jump into the lava, get on a strider, and ride off into the sunset. Unless I failed the literal first scaffold clutch. This is obviously super embarrassing, and I'm not known for my PvP skills, so if my allies found out about this, they might just kick me from the team. So I had to get revenge on Pencat. Luckily, I prepared a machine weeks before the server launched that could get someone stuck on the nether roof with just one pearl. This machine wasn't cheap, however, and because the server had only started just now, I had to get some items. But due to the way the server worked, at the start everyone would be divided into 2 teams, meaning that from the very start, half the server was already my enemy. So I had to get gear fast.
Great content. I hope everyone's here to make good content.
After finding this village, me and a few of my team members decided to stay there and gear up. I found a mob spawner that we turned into a mob farm. We deforested a massive dark oak forest and made a beautiful house for the villagers. And after getting backstabbed by a certain cat that is also a pen, it was time for war. But how do we kill a pen cat? The answer is we don't. We make it so that this trap will leave him with everlasting psychological damage to make sure that he never even attempts to murder me again. I mean, we're going to make sure that he gets stuck on the nether roof with all of his items except for the things needed for a portal. But then he has to decide if he wants to try to escape the nether roof or just to die and lose all his items. See, with these traps you don't want to hurt the player in game, but you want to hurt the player behind the computer screen, because that's the best way to make friends. But how do we trap him on the nether roof with just one pearl? Well, if your enemy throws a pearl in here, you can flick this trapdoor, which moves the soul sand block, making it fall through the tripwire, activating the tripwire and spawning the player. Then these pistons will push the player into the lit portal and the dispensers will shoot out items. On the nether side, these items will fall onto pressure plates, which activates some of the redstone with some delay, which will explode the portal and leave Pencat stuck on the nether roof, very confused about what just happened. But as I've mentioned before, the machine wasn't cheap to build, and since the SMP had just started, I had no spare items, so I had to get everything myself. And while doing this, I decided why not just explore the world? Maybe I'll even find somebody's base. So, after a while of walking, I found the world border, which is set to 2,000 blocks, by the way. But that wasn't even the craziest thing, because after an even longer time walking, I managed to find someone's base. Whose base? I have no idea, but it did have other side, and I've never had that disc in survival, so no one can tell, right? So after getting nothing but some golden cobwebs from that journey, I decided to actually get to work on constructing the machine that would end Pencat. I mean, did I say end Pencat? I meant I would befriend Pencat. Oops. Small mistake. So let's get to constructing this thing. So now that the machine was ready, it was time to meet up with Pencat. But just to be sure, I did a last check if everything was working. I broke the portal and it worked. Now there was only one issue. When Pencat enters the portal, he won't get teleported to the main portal, but the trap. Now on the overworld side, this is an easy fix. Slap a dispenser with a flint and steel here. On the nether side, on the other hand, that was much more difficult, since when he got teleported to the nether, instead of getting trapped, he would teleport to the entry portal. But with a little help from a certain squishy, that was fixed. Just because I was paranoid, I checked if everything was ready with replay mod, and nope, a zombie blew up the trap. But it didn't matter anyways, because Pencat's account was stuck in Microsoft migration limbo, so it would take a few more days before it could get online. Hello, Pencat.
No.
So just when I thought everything was going according to plan and it was all going to work out, this was not good. Without Squishy, I could not do the trap, and so I had only 10 minutes to get Pencat trapped. And to add insult to injury, Pencat was 1,000 blocks away and he still had to repair his armor. So I did the only thing I could. Lie to his face. I mean, it's not like I wasn't going to lie to him when I would tell him the excuse to put his pearl in the stasis. Oh yeah, I forgot to come up with an excuse to tell him. So whilst Pencat was mending up his armor, I was frantically trying to come up with some excuse to get Pencat to throw his pearl into the stasis chamber. This was not looking good. This is the prototype. You know, it's not suspicious. You know, see, it's my not suspicious house.
Can I see what's in that chimney?
I ended up telling him that I made a system that could transport him thousands of blocks to a secret base, which, I mean, it's not a complete lie. I just didn't mention that you can't travel back. So I've made this cool machine that can teleport you basically anywhere. It's like I just discovered a cool thing, and I made a prototype of it to show you, you know?
Right.
So I think if you throw a prot in here, you know.
Thank you. Just give me a second.
Just give you a little. Okay, so one thing in the prototype right now is your inventory like full, or at least. Yeah, okay, that's alright. Then I think if I press the lever, it might work. It might not work because it's not that great yet.
What the heck? Okay, man. What?
Are you
No,
sure your
no
screen?
way. Why there? What?
Can you share your screen real quick?
If I'm going to get out of this, you're. Okay, wait, give me a second.
Well, that only took like 3 weeks of setting up.